Yo, what's going on, guys? BotMentality here with another Bitcoin chart analysis for you today. And today is April 18th of 2018. Let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. We've seen some retesting of highs, retesting of lows of this channel here. I'll get into in a little bit. So I think this video would definitely be interesting, and it'll help you determine where you'd like to enter and where you'd like to exit here coming up here soon, or potentially take a short position there. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So we'll go ahead and jump into the analysis here. I'm currently on the 4 hour. We'll move over to the 1 hour. And one thing I want to go ahead and let you guys know is you'll notice I like to start off my videos with clean charts and then draw everything in there for you, just so you can kind of see how I walk up to analyzing a chart, and you kind of see what I'm looking at. So when you start doing this yourself, you'll see as well, okay, draw a line here and things will start, the pieces will fit together like a puzzle. And that's really what I want to do. I really want to teach you guys, educate you guys on how to do this in a very practical and unsophisticated manner. Complexity does not equal profitability, guys. I'm telling you right now. So just what you need to understand, you got to understand the market sentiment, you have to understand risk to reward, and you have to understand price action and volume. That's it. That is all you need to know. And everything else kind of revolves around assisting you with that and developing your own edge, your own strategy, and developing a trader's mentality, the bot mentality, guys. So there's a little intro there. I won't go on a educational positivity rant here for you guys. I like to do or go off on a tangent, but we'll go ahead and do is we'll jump into the market sentiment. So what we're seeing here now is it's continuing to be bullish. So we have tax day behind us, which was yesterday, and so far we've been holding these lows here in the 7,900 area, and which is really good. I'm glad we see that. I don't think anyone expected that, especially after this move we've had right here. This move we had here on the 12th, where we pushed up and had that huge Jedi Master green candle, guys. That definitely shook some people out on the short side. But after that, people were looking to pile back in, saying we're heading right back down, and we'll at least come back down here to 75, right? Well, we haven't seen that yet. What that shows is people are coming in here and people are buying these dips up. People are buying these dips up, and we'll just wait and see if they can continue to do so and to lead to another leg upwards. But the market sentiment is continuing to be bullish. The events that have been going on, like the Poloniex, wallet access issues. We had the Ian Bellina hack. We had all these little negative things around cryptocurrency, what's been happening recently. It hasn't been significantly impacting the price, which I think is very bullish news. So that's what I got there regarding the market sentiment. Now let's jump in here to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour chart, what am I looking at? So first, here's what I'm going to go ahead and show you. Before I go ahead and draw those horizontal resistance lines, you'll see we have a top right here, we have a top right here, top here, and a top here, and they're all next to each other. That level right there is the 8,100 area. The reason why I like the 8,200 area a little bit more is because it's actually going to line up with these highs right here we had back in March, around March 25th, March 26th, 27th. We had those lined up with those highs as well. What you're also going to see is we've had some lows right here in this area. That low, this is a significant low. We've had lows right here. I'm going to draw these for light right here. That's a significant low. These right here, and actually another one developing right here just in the past 3 hours. So all those lows are lining up. And so the area I want you to know I'm focusing on, and for what I see, the current channel we're in, I've been talking about it on Twitter. Guys, if you aren't following me on Twitter, definitely do so. I update that very frequently and just trying to bring value to you guys as often as I can. And we'll go ahead and draw on these lines right here. So these horizontal resistance lines, I'm seeing here at the 7850 area and also the 8200 area. That's really what I'm watching. And while these highs in here are significant, right here in this, what is this level? 8,125 area. These highs are significant as well, but I think we'll really see price get going once we break above the 8,200, which was this high right here. So that's why I'm drawing my trend line there, and you'll see it links up with this high back here, March 26th, and then we have a little bit of bottoming action right here, March 19th, and so on. So that's the channel I'm looking at here, and keep an eye on that. And you can scroll back as far as you need to see that it's already proven itself. So right now we're in this channel on the hourly. What does that mean? It means we didn't have enough bullish action right away to fuel this move right here and to continue pushing us up through 8,500. Now you remember about a week ago I was talking about the 8,350 resistance area, and that's I actually bought this break and sold right up in here. The reason why I did that is because we were approaching that area and I saw those topping wicks that I talk about a lot. Watch the wicks, where you see the price getting stuffed back down to lower levels and sellers entering at that level. So we weren't able to hold that, and we came right back down to this channel. Is that bearish? The reason why I'll say here on the 1 hour no is because look at this, guys. Look at this buy action we had right here. Okay, we need some time to consolidate to come back from that. That was a very significant move, and we knew it was going to happen, but no one knew exactly how far we were going to go. So the price needs to come back and consolidate a bit. So that's not really a big deal as far as a bearish side. Now, what would be is if we come back and we break this this level here at 7,500. And I'll go ahead and draw that horizontal line for you too, just to keep an eye on this level here. If we break that, then I would consider this to, be a sort of bearish thing. But right now, we have plenty of room to make a higher low. And I'll talk about that more once we get to the daily chart. But for right now, we're doing good, guys. We're doing good. So in this, so that we have the high up here at 8,200, the low there at 7,850. So what's going on right now, we're just hovering between here, guys. We'll get to the bottom of the channel. The buyers are coming in, and then the shorts pile on. They realize, oh no, we haven't broken down yet. And so you'll see like right here, this price action is when what happened is it looks like we're going to go down. People were selling, shorts were hammering, and then we didn't. And then shorts started covering and people just bought back in. They just chased and jumped on top of each other, and we pushed right back up. But the sellers are sitting here. The sellers that didn't get out at 8,200 moved down a little bit. They moved down here to 8,150. So now the sellers are there. And so then the buyers are moving up a little bit more because they're like, man, I didn't get in on that last dip right here. We need to buy in a little bit higher. So they moved the orders up a little bit. So what's happening is we're slowly starting to form a little bit of a wedge within this channel. I'm going to give it a little bit more time to play out before I go for it. But you can even see if you just draw the lines right here, if you draw the trend line, just looking down, just connecting these highs right there and connecting the most recent lows as well right here, you can just see we're forming a wedge inside of that. But what I'm really focused on is the horizontal support and resistance for my trading, and keep an eye on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know right now, if we break above this 8,150 and we do hit the 8,200 and break that, we're definitely heading back to these highs. And I would anticipate, depending on how long this takes to play out, and if what happens is during these periods of consolidation, sorts will pile on. So if we get going above here and we break that, I think we'll see a green candle that's really similar to what we saw here, or maybe even a portion of this candle up through those levels, up through 8,500, depending on how long we consolidate here and sort of coil the spring, if that makes sense. So if you're looking to get long, watch the bottom of the trend line. If we break through that, the next area I'd look at is the 7,600 area to hold as support. But if my trade personally would be invalidated for a long if we broke down through the 7,800 level. I would just stop out and just be patient and look for another entry, because this is the range everyone's watching right now, and so a lot of stops will get triggered and might go a little bit further than you expect if you're looking to hold. Just make sure you control your position size there. And if you're looking to get short, you need to watch the top of the channel. You need to watch this consolidating price action. Personally, guys, I wouldn't trade this. I would be patient, because you never know when we get that surge of volume and the price just goes one way or the other. It's a lot easier to know if we break above the top line that chances are we're definitely going to go retest, move up another 200, 300 bucks. And if we break the bottom line, we're probably going to move down 200 or 300 bucks. So if I were you, I would just be patient. I would wait for one of those moves versus trying to, sort of essentially guess it and get in right now. So that's my take on the hourly right now, guys. You'll see the RSI is sitting there at 49. So we're getting towards overbought, but we're not quite there yet. Now, one thing I do want to point out here, and I did point it out on my Twitter as well, is I'll do a ray here, is the line we have forming right here. Okay, so as you'll see, if we connect the RSI, the high here from April 12th with the later day in the April 12th, and then we have these two highs here on the 15th and the 16th heading down, you'll see that the RSI, the relative strength index, has been bouncing off that level as we head down. So we're having lower highs on the RSI, which is indicating we're not becoming as overbought, okay? And meanwhile, we've been heading horizontal here as far as Bitcoin, the price action. So you need to keep that discrepancy in mind over the long term. But to be honest with you guys, I'm really focused here on the channel. Even looking at this, and you say, well, that could be bearish divergence. I wouldn't get too excited about it just because of the fact, look how long this has been playing out. Just be patient and just look for the next move, and respect the trend and respect the channel. But that's something I want to just point out for you guys to pay attention to and kind of watch that line and see what happens if we start heading to the upside, and actually what happens when we break that line. If we break that right over there at the 60. So just keep an eye on that, guys. I'm already at 9 minutes. Let me go ahead and jump over here to the daily. And here's what I'm looking at. So you see the channel we drew here, and you see how it played out with the support level back over here at and resistance level back in November. So we'll go ahead and zoom in. Let me go ahead and take these lines off so I can just talk about it here. So here's the deal. Remember I spoke in a previous video. We had this high here at 9,000, and now we had this lower high here at 8,400. what we're looking to see, and I think is what everyone's looking to see on this chart, is we're looking to see Bitcoin make a higher low above this last high here. So that's 7,000. That's essentially the 7,500 area. If we can make a lower high, so we come down and bounce here and then curl back up, is what essentially I would like to happen for the longs. If you're short, that area is where I'd be looking for to cover up into, assuming that it's going to hold. If that's what we need to see. If we don't see that, and instead this is the last high, and we come back down and make a low down here, it's going to be a bit of an issue, because at that point, we're essentially what's happening is we're getting closer and closer to. We're still in this essentially in this triangle, this consolidation pattern, this sort of downward wedge. It looks like we'd probably retest this again if we continue to make lower highs like that. So we really need to do, what we need to see is a lower high on the daily above this point. So if you're trading that, that's the area I'd be focused on, is right here as far as trading around this, as far as if you're short, covering into that, or at least being prepared to. If you're long, getting long into that if you're trading the daily chart. But however, if we can continue to hold that 7,850, which is the bottom of the channel, and curl back up from here, that is great. That is going to be absolutely great. All the shorts that got trapped here in this area would be looking to cover, and we'd rip up through the 8,400, and that's better for everybody. All coins, everything. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. I think this is a very critical point, especially since we've established a sort of double bottom right here. It's very important to see how this pattern trades out, because that could determine us for the next 2 weeks. Between today and tomorrow. So keep an eye on the next 2 days. I think we'd make a decision within either today or tomorrow which direction we're going to head, whether that is down or up. Make sure you respect the resistance and support lines, and respect that channel we drew earlier, and continue to look for a sort of rounded bottom here to head up to higher price levels. And one thing I'll note here on the RSI, we're sitting there at 53.52, and we are seeing this curl back up. So it's not exactly the same as on the 1 hour, but we're seeing that curl back up and sort of confirm the higher price action if we start to see more of that. So definitely keep an eye on that. And my warning sign here, as far as if you're entering inside of that channel and trading the daily, would be if we broke the April 17th low, which is $7,822. If we get below that, then it looked like we'd probably see some more sell-off. And just look at the top of the 2 wicks here where we got rejected from the 8,200. So keep an eye on those. Keep an eye on those areas, guys. And I think that's really all I got for right now. We see a little bit of that wedge forming here on the hourly. We talked about that. We have the channel. And on the daily, we're looking to make a higher low. Keep those areas in mind. That's really all we got for right now. I'll make another video here in probably about 12, 14 hours and go over what we see now and what we're looking to play out. Right now, I would like to see a break a little bit lower, and I can scoop some long betting on that 7,500. That's kind of the play I'm looking at right now, and I've just been scalping Litecoin up and down. If you check my Twitter, you'll see what I did there, basically in the meanwhile. So be patient, guys. Be patient. We got a lot setting up right here. Remember, even if this thing just shoots straight to 10K, we'll have plenty of time to get back on the train all the way up to 15,000. If you don't make a trade today, just be patient. And really respect your entries and exits. There's no reason to get a little bit too crazy and just try to nail every $100 move. Just be patient. That's all I got for you guys. And that's really it. So remember, develop the trade mentality. Develop the bot mentality. Stay focused. Make sure you control your emotions. And you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Deuces.